So if you're an investor, this video is for you. All right. And let me guarantee you this, that this video will deliver the best piece of content you may have ever consumed in this particular topic of investing. So I don't want to waste much of time, and but before digging deep into this video, I want to just list down all the different types of financial instruments where you can park your money. All right. So the first and the most common being the equities, right? You go and buy the stock of a company, very simple to understand. Then you buy the second financial instrument you have is the commodities. All right, we have various types of commodities, like precious metal, base metal, agricultural goods, energy goods, right? And then the third is the cryptos. So in India, we have to be very skeptical about cryptos because the tax structure is pathetic. All right, there's 30% tax on profits plus there's no setup for losses. So the people are automatically discouraged to invest in cryptos. Anyways, it has got a lot of potential, and we're going to be talking about it later in this video. Fourth, being the currencies. All right, if you're living in India again, you can't actually think of diversifying your wealth among currencies. All right, due to legal restraints. But anyways, I just want to present this fact. Like our currency, the rupee has depreciated by around 8 to 7%, 7 to 8% against dollar in past year. At the same time, there's this currency called Swiss franc of Switzerland, which has appreciated by around 7% against dollar. So if you were, like carrying your wealth, holding your wealth in this currency called Swiss franc, you were making around 14%, 15% return in rupee terms without, like taking any risk. I mean, obviously there's currency risk. Anyways, so and the fifth financial instrument are the bonds. Bonds are the father. Bond is the father of all the other financial instruments, right? If there's any problem in the bond market, all the financial instruments will collapse. It's very simple. Bond is the biggest market, the largest market. All right. So right now, here I have listed down all the five different financial instruments. I want to start the second part of the video with a quote. All right. And I called it the Z quote, as I'm quoting it, which goes like, if you want to make consistent money into the markets, you need to stay in consistent bull market. And that is all the sauce, all the secret that you have to understand. And in this particular video, that is exactly what we're going to be talking about: is how to identify bull market, how to build position in a bull market, and how to exit it before it turns fear. All right. So among all the different types of financial instruments that I had discussed, the equity, commodity, cryptocurrency, and bonds, they all have their own fundamental parameters, all right, and technical parameters. Technically, they all move the same, but fundamentally, they all have their own different fundamental parameters, although they are all interconnected. Although they are all interconnected, we will be talking about it later in this video. So now I want you all to recall what I just said. Okay, the quote which I said, which was, to make consistent money into the markets, you need to stay in consistent bull market. Okay, this is everything that you should always keep in mind, guys. I mean, if you're an investor. Okay, now I'm gonna be theoretical way. In theoretical way, I'm gonna be explaining how to find a bull market. Okay, and what are the steps of investment decisions. Okay, this is very important. This I'm just giving you the theory right now. ठीक है, and then I will give you the practical implications of this particular theory which I am going to be stating. ठीक है, so just be with me. All right. So first and foremost, the thing that you should be always watching is to if you want to identify bull market, to find bull market, is that particular stock or commodity or crypto or anything should be in a uptrend. This is the bullish structure. This is called the uptrend. Okay, where the stock keep making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. This is called the bullish structure. Okay, this is exactly what you have to keep trying to find by yourself. This is the thing that you have to do, and you have to, and this is the uptrend. Okay, this is technically you have searched. This was the step one. By this was step one of which is to just identify bull market. Okay, now the step two is to find the fundamental reasons why it is in that uptrend. This is step 2. And step 3 is to hold that particular stock until it stays well above this trend line, well above this, until if until the time it's going like this, up, higher highs and higher lows, you have to hold it. ठीक है. Now once that technical structure breaks, ठीक है, from higher high, let's say now it's going up, and now it's like it has broken that technical structure and now it's gone sideways. Now you have to think of selling that stock. And not only this is the technical way of making your judgment. The second is you have to also look into the fundamental structure. Is the fundamental structure also broken? I mean, if the fundamental parameters that actually influence the particular stock that was giving you the green signals earlier, now had it started giving you red signals right now. For example, let's say stock was so the sales of stock was going up around 100% growth was showing, okay? And now it's down to like 20% sales. So this is how it so this is how you actually do a fundamental kind of. This is just very small example, okay? So this is what you have to always keep in mind, okay? This was the theory I just presented, okay? Which is, first, to identify bull market, you have to take a look into the bullish structure. Second, the reason it with fundamental analysis of that particular stock or whatever. And third is hold until it stays in that uptrend, both technically as well as fundamentally, okay? And now I'm going to be giving you a lot of examples of what just I said right now, across variety of financial instruments, okay? All right, let me just. So the theory which I just presented to you right now, I want to apply this theory, okay, in the current atmosphere, what's happening around the globe right now. So right now what we are seeing is there's a lot of escalation happening in the Middle East region, right? A lot of refineries getting bombed, all right? The Iran, USA, Israel, they're all fighting, all right? So if I have to ask you, what in a very simply I am asking you, take it, then not much of your brain you need to utilize. What do you think will be the asset which will keep rising, which you will expect to stay in a bull market, bull phase at this moment, when there is war everywhere, right? The Middle East, who supplies most of the oil in this world, right? So anybody can tell that yes, the price of Brent crude should be rising, and among this, all the other natural resource, the energy commodities, the price of all of them should be in an uptrend, a bull market phase right now. Okay, so let me just open this chart. Let me open this chart of Brent. Okay, this is the chart of oil. So if I have to make my investment decision, should I be buying it, or should I be holding it? Should I be planning to hold it or not? All right. So if I am an investor, I will look into two things. First is technical, and second is fundamental. Fundamentally, I am seeing that the war is not coming to an de-escalation anytime soon. Okay, I am seeing that, and technically it is an uptrend. It is staying well above this trend line, right? So if I'm gonna be making my investment decision right now, I would buy oil. I would invest some money in Brent crude right now, and I will I will keep holding it. I will keep holding it until it stays well above this line, as well as I see that the de-escalation is not coming anytime soon. All right, and the moment it breaks this trend line, it goes like sideways or something, as well as the war is getting de-escalated, I will then think of leaving this particular asset. So this was one way of actually applying my theory. So this was just one small example of how to apply this theory. All right. At the end of this video, I will teach you how to pick up stocks from Indian equities. All right, good stocks, and how to hold them and how to sell them, all those things. But before that, I want to turn to US markets. All right, because if there's any problem in the US market, our market will collapse. All right. So right now, let's look into the chart of Nasdaq. We are seeing that it is very much following an upper high and higher highs and higher lows pattern, right? That means it is in a bull market. Very simple to understand. Bull market mein hai bhaiya. It is in bull market. So for the indices of any country to stay in a bull market, we need two things. First is good corporate earnings. First is good corporate earnings, and second is rate cut expectation. These two things are very important for the bull market to rally, to continue. ठीक है. Right now in US markets, we are seeing pretty much fine, pretty good actually earning reports from the top seven, the magnificent seven companies, right? The Nvidia stock has good, very nice corporate earnings by some. So it makes sense if the US market is in a bull market. All right, and at the same time, there is rate cut expectation as of now till now. Okay. All right, here I want to talk about this. You are seeing this small, like kind of spike downside. I call such incidents as abnormal because it happened due to Trump tariffs he applied on like on 11th of April, right? This was the fear, and the moment he said ki no tariffs from today, the market recovered back again to the same trend line. All right. Anyways, right now I want to explain you this macroeconomic fundamental. Oh, how the central works, how the central bank works. All right. Right now, what we're seeing is the job market is down. Take the job market is how do you know it? How do you know it? If you look into the new jobs added, the non-farm payroll data, you see it. Oh no. No. You see it's in a downtrend. ठीक है. The people are losing more jobs than they're getting it. Then they're getting. ठीक है. This is one way. Second is the unemployment rate is also is in an uptrend. All right. Second, the consumer confidence index is down, which means people don't have money in their hands. All right. Then we also see the hourly wage rate, average hourly wage rate, in which comes in non-farm payroll data, but there's no chart. I couldn't find any chart. ठीक है. So what we're seeing is people don't have money in their hands in USA. ठीक है. People are poor. So this gives incentive. This encourages the central banks to cut rates. All right. At the same time, we are seeing inflation right now is sitting at the core CPI is right now 2.4%. All right, very good. The inflation is also very nicely down. But right now, the biggest fear right now is the rising price of Brent crude. Once the price of oil rises, it gives the market the fear of oil shocks. We don't want oil shocks right now. Why? See, this is the natural process. The natural process of inflation is once the federal banks cut the rates, people are getting jobs, there's economic boom, inflation rises, then the central banks will again come and they will hike the rates, and now the markets will also go down as well. The inflation will go down and everything will go down. Okay, this is a natural cycle, a beautiful. This is structural bull market, and bull cycle comes like bull market, and bear market comes like this. This is a natural way. All right, but this, when the oil shock arises, this makes an abnormal way. This is not a good thing. This is not a healthy correction. Right now, considering the fact that the employment, that the people don't have money in their hands in USA, as well as you are seeing technically the inflation is bottoming out in USA. All right, the technically it's bottoming out. At the same time, the fundamentally the oil price is rising. So this automatically gives a fear of inflation rising. All right, now if inflation will if inflation will rise, what will happen? What will happen when inflation? Now there are two things. Already, when the job market is down, already, then inflation rising. This is an unhealthy way of inflation. This can take the US economy to stagflation also. Why am I saying it is? Let me just look. When the price of oil rises, the corporate earnings first gets hampered, right? Because the cost of production now is rising due to transportation cost and energy cost, all these things. Okay? And right now, AI is the biggest reason for bull market in USA. If see, there all the major companies, the Microsoft, the Meta, they are investing heavily in their AI infrastructure, data centers, all right, and they are buying all this from Nvidia stock. And if the oil price will rise, they will think before investing so much capex into this all this AI into their AI infrastructure, and they might reduce their buying. And now the big magnificent seven companies start investing less in their AI infrastructure and buying less from Nvidia, and the Nvidia stock disappoint, the corporate and disappoints, then it is a big problem. All right, then AI is the only reason why the US market is performing so well. All right, so there are two things right now. There's two fears right now. First is inflation. Inflation, that too when the job market is weak. Job market is weak and there is inflation. This is stagflation, bhai sahab. This bigger fear, man. At the same time, the corporate earnings. So we are seeing the two risk, both the risk. First is bad corporate earnings, and second is rate hikes expectation as the inflation will rise. So these two things, these are the two most important fundamental factors which decides if that indices will stay in a bull market or a bear market. All right, the both the things will can turn red. All right, and that's what I'm very much afraid of is right now the bullish trend is already it seems to be getting below this, right? The bullish statement, we want the war to get end, to get over, otherwise it will. Then you saw this was a bearish phase, all right, due to Ukraine, due to the crude. It also happened due to oil shock only, right? The Ukraine and Russia war forced the central banks to hike the rates, ठीक है? And yeah, the similar thing can happen here in US market. And if the USA market collapses, our market will also collapse as well, although we have collapsed already. I mean, see, let's take a look into our market here. See, this is our market. अरे यार ये क्या है? Oh my god, man, what is it? Looking horrible. Wait. Oh, hmm. So if we look into our market, it's not performing. It's going down. Why is it going down? Although what we are seeing, what we are seeing is it is in a bear market. Okay, it is in a bear phase, or our market is kind of trapped here at this zone. Look, although this was the time here, this was the time when our GDP numbers were coming very less. It was around 5.4% for that quarter, and the corporate earnings were also not doing very nice, all right. And the rates were high also, and then later the rates were expected to fall, and the RBI did cut on rates, ठीक है? Then the market went up, all right. I was expecting the market go up, all only to go up, ठीक है? Our GDP numbers were good, corporate earnings were not bad. How to look into corporate earnings? If you're in USA, you look into the fact set. It releases the data of S&P 500 aggregate income. All right, this is the data which gives the quarterly aggregate income of all the companies listed in S&P 500. And for Indian stocks, to look into the corporate earnings, you go to the Tradillion app, the stock dashboard. Okay, that is where you can find this how the stocks overall aggregate stocks of all the nifty companies, how they are performing. Okay, so the rates, the RBI was cutting rates, ठीक है, RBI was cutting CRR, RBI was taking, Indian government took down GST, ठीक है, so many reforms the government tried to bring in, but our market did not perform. Why? Well, it was due to the tariffs. It was intentionally killing the market, killing our market. Our market could have performed so well. We just skipped the bull phase. That's what I see it. That's how I see it. Our GDP numbers were good. Our everything, our economy was doing fabulous. All right. Just due to this tariff, this kill our market. And right now, it's like very bad situation right now. We are in very bad situation right now due to this America. They are our enemies by some. I don't like Americans. Anyways, so right now the biggest fear is, you know, like, what if the rate hike expectation, the market become hawkish, then it. So before I teach you how to find good stocks in Indian equities, I want to discuss a little bit about around this, what is happening around in different financial markets in current. I mean, currently what's happening around the globe, right? So let me just open it. The first thing that we can notice is the yields are rising. Yeah, this is not a good thing, considering the interest rate stands at around 3.75%. This is not a good thing. The overall the yields are rising. That means the market has started factoring in high inflation and high interest rate expectations, right? Which is not a good thing. If you look at 10 years bond yields, it also started to go up like this. This is not at all a good thing. We don't want yields to go up. If you are a stock investor, all right, this is what I'm trying to say, or any investor, let's say, if you even in commodities, everything will go down if there's the rate hike. Uh, yeah, we are seeing that the 2 year bond yield also rising, 3 year, 10 year bond, 10 years yields are also rising, which is not a good thing. The overall yields are rising, not good. Market have started fighting inflation and rate hikes. All right, what we can see is, let's first, for example, let's say not Nasdaq. If we open SPX chart, what we're seeing is the uptrend is, the uptrend is gone, and the stocks and the stock market in USA have started to go into this bear territory, right? The trend is broken, the uptrend is broken, and now the market has become bearish. All right. At the same time, when you look into gold and silver, everything has everything broke its trend right now, right? Gold also broke its uptrend. Okay. The major reason why gold was going up was this de-dollarization trend, right? All the major economies, the big economies, are sitting with heavy debt, and the USA is panicking about, how they can repay their debt, and that is the why this loss of trust in fiats, right? USA is sitting with around $39 trillion debt. Japan is sitting with so much debt, right? And the Japanese yields are also rising. Bhai sahab, what the hell? So people have truly we're losing trust in all these things, gold and I mean fiat currencies. Uh, this rally in gold was pretty surprising to many people. Why? Because the real yields were up. All right, even though the golds were going up, the real yields were up. This was a rare condition where usually gold tends to fall. The price of gold tends to fall when the real yields are up, and it's inversely related, right? Anyways, right now we are seeing that all the major commodities, stock market, all these things have right now they are becoming bearish. The uptrend is now right now getting broken, and if the war continues, the Brent crude uh, continues to rally up, it is not good for the market. It is not good for the market because of inflation and rate hike expectation. Now let's deep dive into. Here I also want to explain a little bit about cryptocurrencies, right? So right now what we're seeing is the price of Bitcoin is in downtrend, right? It's in downtrend hit. All right, this one fact I want to tell about the cryptos is the bull market. The crypto has this 4 year cycle, right, of bull market and bear market. So the price of Bitcoin tends to rise 1 year before the event of halving, and it tends to continue its rally for the next 1 year of this halving event, and then it hits the upper circuit of this trend. See, this the trend right now it is seeing. This is the velocity. This is the size of this whole Bitcoin trend. Okay. So what we are expecting right now, as you know, the rate high expectations are high. Yeah, things are not looking very good for the economy. The Bitcoin is in downtrend. All right, I am expecting the Bitcoin to fall further to this until this touches this trend line. At the same time, we can also expect good bear market phase in US market, which will be very good for which will be very good for investors or to prepare to invest in next the coming bull market, right? So it's very good time. I am seeing the Bitcoin, the next halving of Bitcoin is around in year, I guess 2028. So we can assume the next rally to begin in Bitcoin around 2027, mid 2027, right? That's the time when you can you can start building your position in Bitcoin. All right. So right now for next half and 1 year, 1.5 years, or 1 year and 2 months, I'm expecting bear market both in the US market and the cryptos, and which is a good thing. So I just want you all to prepare for the bear market. Although most of the stocks are already negative, so what we talk about right now, I will teach you how to actually find the best stocks in the Indian equities. Okay, so I have a system for that. All right, let me just show you something. So this I have here I have the names of all the companies. I have basically the chart of all the companies listed in NSE. All right, let me zoom in. Here I've got like 30 days, 90 days, and 180 days chart. Okay. So the first actually what I intend to look here is I try to find the uptrends. Okay. Even though the most of the stocks, let's say 95%, 90% of the stocks are going down, I keep searching for the stocks which are going up, as I told you with my quote, which was to make consistent money in the markets, need to stay in consistent bull market. And if you're an investor, you should always keep this thing in your mind that you are keeping your portfolio always in the stocks which are in uptrend or assets which are in uptrend. Okay. All right. Now let's try to search for some good trends. Okay. First, this is right now I'm doing the first step, which is to find the good stock by technical analysis. Okay. All right, so let's look. First, what are we seeing? All of them are in downtrend. Okay, here you are seeing that it has started an uptrend. Although in 180 days chart, it is like nothing. I'm not interested in. I won't look into the stock. Not interested. Even this is going. I have started going up. All right, I don't know. Not mad. Nothing interesting right now. Let's see. Yeah, this is looking a little bit better. What is it? Here I've started a uptrend. What is this number? It is RTech, 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 Ornix. So right now, there's a lot of AI buzz around the world. We should not be thinking much about buying techs right now. Okay? So I will just avoid the sector. I don't like techs. Techs should not be bought right now. If it's IT services, you better be stay away from it. Okay? With this. Interesting. Yeah, here I found something better. This man. What is this company? Let's look at this. ABB India Limited. ABB India Limited. Hmm. This one stock which I identified is looking good, which is in uptrend, although the most of the market is going down. Well, let's just try to find a little more better chart. Like this is good, but I want a little better one. This is more like sideways. Good. Yeah, this is looking very good. What is it? So this is solar company, Acme Solar Holdings, Royal Solar Company. All right. So this solar company is an uptrend, huh? All right. Now I will do a fundamental analysis of this company as well. Okay. So like there are certain layers of analysis fundamentally. First, you look into the macroeconomics, what is happening around the globe, what is happening in the Indian equities as a whole, the big picture, right? This you do by analyzing the rate cuts, rate up, rate high expectation, or corporate earnings in aggregate as a whole. Take all these things to do. This is the first layer. Now I'm going to. This is the second layer which I'm going to do. This is right now. I will try to read this company fundamentally. This is the second layer of analysis. Okay, where you try to find. See, when there's a bear market, when the rates goes up, nothing, no stock will go up. There's all the market, no matter how good company you buy, you're buying all right. The stock is growing with 100% CAGR, vice I mean 100% sales growth, and still the stock will not perform. Happens. All right, when the macroeconomics condition not good. Right? So, what is the company? Again, what is the name of the company? Uh, Acme Solar. Oh, and right here. Acme Solar. AC. Alright, this is the. What is this? Acme Resource. There's something good about Acme, I guess. Alright. It's a lower circuit. Alright, so how we do fundamental analysis of stock and this is what I'm teaching. First, we look at the market cap. Alright, we need good market cap buy more than at least 1,000 2,000 crore company, right? Then the second, we look into the P. I don't do the P. I don't care about anything about P, man. Then is ROC and ROE, return on equity, right? Return on equity and return on capital employed. Okay, we want both of these making more than 20% around, right? This is the return which the return the return on shareholders fund actually. All right, so it should be more than 20%. Anyways, let's go down. The chart is, for instance, the chart is looking good to me. Okay, I have no problem with this chart. I just if I open my trading view, I can do good technical analysis. So these are the pros and cons. What is this? I expect a good quarter. All right, it's good thing. I'm not interested with this. But this is the peers. Okay, the peers of company. Now sales growth is very important to me, Bhai Sahab. All right, if you look into quarter basis, the sales is growing. It is, you can say it's growing. Okay, fine. All right, it's growing. Come on. I mean, it's not growing anyways, but like sideways. I don't know, man. The sales are not growing sideways. Okay, 400, no growth. The operating margins are good. Very nice. 90% operating margin. How can a company do that for 90% operating margin? I don't know, man. We want good and more other incomes. We need less and less money coming from other incomes, right? And it's going up. Anyways, it's an uptrend. Well, it's good. You're getting income in anyways. I don't know. Interest or what? Mhm. All right. So profit before tax, quarter basis, not very impressive to me. Not very impressive, not at all. Net profits, not impressive. Sorry. P&L year-on-year basis, it's going up, I guess. It's up and no, it's in sideways. Okay. Not interesting. See, this stock is not looking very nice to me fundamentally. Individually, this stock is not looking very amazing. I just want to speak. Yes. The operating cash in coming from operating activities is 1500, but what the hell, man? Investing activity is the investing, not capex. What are the fix? What are they? Why are they throwing their money at? Written here. Financial activities. So they're taking load of loan. They're taking lot of loan. Here, what you can see. Financial activity. Okay. Debtor days we want less and less debtor days, right? The creditors should pay the money as fast as possible. Credit bias. The inventory days not showing. My inventory days basically means how long your product is staying in the godown before it's being getting sold. So as numbers less, the better it is. Days payable. All right, the number of days you're taking average to pay back to your to pay back, with whom you may have bought goods and credit. Yeah. Then the cash conversion cycle, the lesser the better. Yeah. Working capital days. Don't remember what is working capital is, but I don't know, man. I forgot. ROC is this particular company is not at all impressive. We don't do shareholders, promoters. For the promoters stays the same. FIs are exiting, which is not a good thing. BIIs are buying, which is a good thing. Public are buying, which is not a good thing. So it is like an average company. See, there's nothing interesting in the company right now. Let's try to search for something better. Yeah, right. Just go back into my chart. This is looking so nice. What is this? Oh my god! This is Octas Chemicals. The sector is chemicals. I am not very sure what's going to be happening. I am not prepared my brain with this chemical sector, but we can very much think of buying this stock. All right, as it's in uptrend. Next. Next, this is looking so nice. What is this? Aeroflex Industries. What do you do, man? Aeroflex. So there are multiple ways to do fundamental. First, you're just looking into the screen. You have screened it and understood all the other things. The ROE, ROC, cash flow, shareholders, and all those things. And the next is you can just type more about the business model in ChatGPT to understand. All right. So this is also looking very nice. What is this? Ether, which I assume is an EV company. I guess this solar and EV are in an uptrend right now due to this energy crisis problem. Huh? So I guess this is the sector where you should be making. You should be parking your more and more money. Right. So now let's look into this, man. Yeah, we already discussed this. What is this? Uh, this is looking very nice. Acma Fintrade. Fintrade. So like I just gave you an idea how you should actually try to find good stocks. Okay. Chalo. And now I'm going to exit it myself. All right, here I want to run an ad, which is if you're interested in investing, if you want to learn investing, if you want to know my portfolio, how I keep changing my portfolio allocation, you can very well join my Telegram channel on investing. I also have a channel for trading. All right, but I don't know. I have not given you any knowledge on trading in this particular video, so I am not interested to advertise for it. Although both the links of both the channels are down below. So for the first 10 days, if you join this channel and you're a new member, for the first 10 days it's free, and then I will be charging 2,500 for both. If you're interested in joining both the groups, then I will be charging 2,500, and if you want to join either of the group of investing or trading, then I will be charging 2,000 per month. After all, after obviously you have spent 10 days in the group for free. Okay. Now I'm going to exit. Bye. So, tada, see you soon. Happy Diwali, happy Holi, happy everything, bro. Now I'm taking an exit. Good night. I hope you have understood what I just told. Okay. You should, if you're investing, you should always be keeping this mind to keep always money in uptrends. ठीक है? It's very important to understand, man. No matter what you do buy, you may buy a stock, you may buy gold, you may buy silver, you may buy chocolate, you may buy whatever you want. You may buy a cryptocurrency, whatever. You might think of diversifying yourself, uh, like between currencies. So buy the currencies which you're seeing that they continue to appreciate against dollar. All right. The fundamental analysis for this is, the countries which has very good economics tends to appreciate, their currency tends to appreciate. Yeah, so these things you have to keep in mind. I mean, yeah, the fundamental I already told you that nickel also you have already learned, hopefully. Start off for now today. Good night.